Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we got the projects done. We got his aka Baby Rex over here back together, stock servo and everything. Ended up getting to work, and we finally got it mounted. I mean, I went nuts, literally. I went absolutely insane on the size. I mean, those are 5Ms. They usually use a 3M in those holes. I mean, I went absolutely insane. I mean, I got a real good meshing on that spur gear. It's about as close as I'm going to get it, unless I go maybe a tooth bigger and then move the motor back a touch. But as you can see, I have literally no space there anymore. It's touching the transmission, which isn't exactly the best, but maybe it'll prevent it from sliding around. Now, because the steering servo is so damn close to the receiver, because I have gyro, I decided to go and put it right on the steering servo. It's going to be the most stable spot on the whole truck. And then we did ESC on this side. I'm going to do battery on this side here. We got the Spectrum Smart. I'm crazy not to use these batteries. And yeah, 120 amp. I have it just stuck down with some Harbor Freight double stick tape. It works great. But today we're going to go and give it a bash and see if RC Excitement, if anybody is there and was willing to give me a little run for my money, see what she'll do. Last night I did a little quick test in here and did a little wheelie on, like, just barely touch the throttle. I was like, I'll give it a little touch more. And I mean, you guys can see, I was sitting here. It hit the greenhouse right in front of me. I mean, that's not that far of a thing, but it went literally like that. It was sitting on the back bumper up against the greenhouse on a third of a throttle. So I'd love to see if someone will give me a run for my money. I don't have brakes, so right now that's something that I'm working on. The problem with the black transmissions that no one ever specifies when they say this on conversion, if you do single speed and you do forward only, plus you have the upgraded slipper. So I have, right now, I ended up going with a 68 tooth HR, hot racing. I had an Integy one, it was a 54, but it was like this big. I mean, it was this much smaller. I could not get the motor anywhere near it, so I would have had to use like some crazy 34 or something pinion. So I ended up just doing this for now. This gives me so much crazy speed. I mean, it's only single speed right now. I do have the 2-speed still in it, but I do not have the 2-speed rub screw in it. That came out a long time ago when I had nitro. Just never took the time to replace it. But back to the 2-speed conversion. We have the 2-speed parts and the 1-speed parts and the reverse parts. And so you can see this right here normally is your 2-speed slipper gear. As you see, it's hexed on the head. So if we go over here, look at these ones. This is the 2-speed kit. Okay, you can see it's got the hex head. Well, that shaft does not work with these slippers. These slippers do not have a hex. They have a solid shaft, and they are a touch shorter. So, the problem I have in lying with this is this gear right here, this single speed conversion gear, does not mesh with the slipper upgrade. So, in here, in your case, the slipper shaft is. It would be this shaft right here. This one does not have the hex in there. So when this goes in there, this would line up with this no problem. But the problem is with this shaft, it's more like the other gear, like the 2-speed gear. So it has two heads, two gear heads. Like that. And that in turn lies the problem. You can see, yeah, it's got a greater face. But they don't realize that this has to be like here. Okay, that doesn't line up even close. It would have to be like that. And then it's so close that this binds up. I tried it multiple different ways. So what I came to the conclusion is, basically, if you want to use this slipper upgrade, which at this point I just found out that they make a Gen 3 for the tmaxx 3.3, so I might end up just going to that one at some point because, well, there's much more spur gears than that, and this will actually work. But see that little pin in there? That little pin can be just popped out. Gear comes right off the shaft. Stick this gear on your shaft, on your transmission gear for the slipper. Then put your 1-speed in, your forward only, and then you will have brakes. So as soon as I can take the patience to really pop that out, because I know it's not going to be easy, I may end up just having to go get another one, put it in there. But yeah, I'm going to try on the old gear first, just to see how difficult it is to pull them out, because if I ruin it, I don't have to worry about it. But I thought I'd give you guys a little update. When I do go to RC, if the other half of the channel decides to show up today, then I can show you his cars and what he's working with, and maybe even do a quick run video. So appreciate you watching. Tune in next time for more fun RCs and definitely more build tips.